Hey y'all, it's Celt. So this is a request by a mutual. They wanted my analysis and opinion on this. So let's talk about confessions and interrogation. Roll clip.
If you watch TV, you're probably very familiar with the Miranda warning. You have the right to remain silent and all that. When I was an FBI special agent, I was not a fan of the Miranda warning because it had such a chilling effect on the subject's willingness to confess to me. Although they have the right to remain silent and to an attorney, it was the last thing in the world I wanted them to invoke. What a lot of people don't understand is that you only need to Mirandize a subject when you're questioning them and they're in your custody. For that reason, I prefer to do my interrogations at a place where they are not in my custody, and that usually meant the subject's home or office. I would normally begin the conversation by putting the subject's mind at ease. Hey, listen, my name's Tom, I'm with the FBI, I'm not here to arrest you, you're not in my custody, I just want to talk to you and understand your perspective about a few things. As long as the subject is truthfully told that they are not in your custody, there's no need to Mirandize them. You can just continue with your interrogation, get the confession, thank them profusely, and then leave. And later, when the entire investigation's complete, you can visit them again with an arrest warrant. And that's how it's done. Have a great day, and be cool.
So in interest in full transparency, I am not an attorney. I cannot answer questions about whether or not what he says about Miranda warnings is correct. From what I've read as a layperson, yeah, that's probably right. I'm here to talk about getting a confession from a suspect during an interrogation which they don't know that they're being interrogated. And that is something that I am qualified to speak on. While I'm not an FBI special agent and never worked for the FBI, I am a humanter, meaning I am qualified to do the same type of interviews, investigations, and interrogations that he is. The techniques, the approaches, and the training, all the same. Just we had different goals in our types of interrogations that we were doing. But yes, you can interrogate someone without them actually knowing that they're being interrogated or that you're trying to get a confession or collect intelligence from them. You can do this even if they know that you're an intelligence collector or someone like a special agent. Because if you do this properly, they don't think they were actually interrogated. They think you just had a casual conversation in which they were not the target of your collection efforts or your investigation. This is especially easy when you're looking for a confession on something based off the American legal system. The average American breaks a law every single day of their life. Chances are they broke multiple laws throughout the day. The issue is whether or not someone saw them do it, and if someone did see them do it, was it severe enough that anyone actually cared? Smoking or chewing gum and you flick it out the window of your moving car? Boom, you just broke the law, you littered. You drive 1 mile over the speed limit? Congratulations, you just broke the law. The issue is most cops or law enforcement officers aren't going to stop and waste their time for 1 mile over the speed limit. But you can also use this to ease someone's mind about revealing to you that they broke bigger laws. If you are talking to someone and you think that that person is investigating someone, but you're not the suspect of it, and you admit to breaking a small minor law, such as littering or speeding, and that person acts like they don't care, that puts you at ease. You admit to breaking a minor law, and then I say something to you along the lines of, look, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that with you. Now think about what did I say and what did you hear? I said I'm not worried about that with you, but most people are going to hear, I'm not worried about you. That's the part that's going to resonate with most people, making them think that they're not the target of your investigation. I didn't say you're not the target of my investigation. I said I'm not worried about that with you. But if I make you think that you're not the target of my investigation, you're going to be more open to talking to me about things. And that's just one technique that a trained collector can do to work you towards admitting to a crime without you knowing that you actually admitted to a crime. And that's the bonus for a collector or a law enforcement agent with that technique. Because even if you don't admit to the crime they're looking for, you still admitted to a crime, one they can still charge you with. Now that's a much more open interrogation approach. You can run it without someone being in your custody. You don't need an interrogation booth to do that. That can be done anywhere that they're willing to hold a conversation with you. In fact, there's an entire school of interrogation which they advocate for not using an interrogation booth, doing it in some place that's a little more formal but more relaxed, such as an office. And that's the John E. Reed and Associates technique. You'll often hear it referred to as the Reed technique, and I've done another video about it and about how this produces a lot of false confessions. Because here's the issue with what that FBI agent is advocating for. Doing an interview or an interrogation with someone who may not be fully aware of their rights, you run a higher risk of getting a false confession. Because law enforcement interrogations are not about discovering the truth. They are about getting a confession. Honestly, no part of the American legal or justice system is designed to get the truth. It's designed to get a confession or get a conviction. So to law enforcement in the American justice system, a suspect who does not know their rights is a goldmine. Because that means that that suspect doesn't know that you're not in that person's custody. You can terminate the conversation. you can leave. If you're not in their custody, you're not detained. That even outside of their custody, you have no legal obligation to cooperate with their investigation and incriminate yourself. That you don't have to answer their questions. And that even if you're not in their custody, you have the right to have an attorney with you when you're answering their questions. And that's part of what they're hoping that you think. That because they haven't read you your Miranda rights, either A, you don't have those rights at that moment because you're not detained, you're not in their custody, or B, that you don't need them because you're not in trouble because you are not in their custody. You don't have to be in their custody to say something that they can use to charge you with a crime, even if you did not actually commit that crime. This is why we say don't talk to police or law enforcement without a lawyer present. We don't say don't talk to police or law enforcement while detained without a lawyer present. Don't talk to them without a lawyer present. Investigators and interrogators, either criminal or intelligence-based, can lie to you. If I am doing an interrogation and I'm not even looking for a confession, I'm just looking for intel, I can and will lie to you to get the intelligence that I need. Meaning law enforcement can and will lie to you to get the confession that they need, whether or not you know you're actually confessing. So in closing, is what he doing and advocating for in this video legal? Probably. Is it scummy? Absolutely. So remember, you don't talk to police without an attorney present. And the best way to beat an interrogation is to shut up and not say a word.